Hello, children. I hope that you are well. So yesterday we heard story about very special Christmas flower. Today I would like that you will hear another stories. Are you ready? Let's start. How the fir tree became the Christmas tree. This is the story of how the fir tree became the Christmas tree. At the time when the Christ child was born, all the people, the animals and the trees and plants were very happy. The child was born to bring peace and happiness to the whole world. People came daily to see the little one, and they always brought gifts with them. There were 3 trees standing near the crib which saw the people, and they wished that they too might give presents to the Christ child. The palm said, I will choose my most beautiful leaf and place it as a fan over the child. And I, said the olive, will sprinkle sweet smelling oil upon his head. What can I give to the child? Asked the fir, who stood near. You, cried the others, you have nothing to offer him. Your needles would prick him and your tears are sticky. So the poor little fir tree was very unhappy, and it said, yes, you are right. I have nothing to offer the Christ child. Now, quite near the tree stood the Christmas angel who had heard all that the trees had said. The angel was sorry for the fir tree who was so lonely and without envy of the other trees. So, when it was dark and the stars came out, he begged a few of the little stars to come down and rest upon the branches of the fir tree. They did as the Christmas angel asked, and the fir tree shone suddenly with a beautiful light. And the very moment the Christ child opened his eyes, for he had been asleep, and as the lovely light fell upon him, he smiled. Every year people keep the dear Christmas child's birthday by giving gifts to each other, and every year in remembrance of his first birthday. The Christmas angel places in every house a fir tree also. Covered with starry candles, it shines for the children as the stars shone for the Christ child. The fir tree was rewarded for its meekness, for to no other tree is it given to shine upon so many happy faces. The legend of the Christmas tree. 2 little children were sitting by the fire one cold winter's night. All at once they heard a timid knock at the door, and one ran to open it. There outside in the cold and the darkness stood a child with no shoes upon his feet and clad in thin, ragged garments. He was shivering with cold, and he asked to come in and warm himself. Yes, come, cried both the children. "You shall have our place by the fire. Come in." They drew the little stranger to their warm seat and shared their supper with him, and gave him their bed while they slept on a hard bench. In the night, they were awakened by strains of sweet music, and looking out, they saw a band of children in shining garments approaching the house. They were playing on golden harps, and the air was full of melody. Suddenly, the stranger child stood before them, no longer cold and rugged, but clad in silvery light. His soft voice said, "I was cold, and you took me in. I was hungry, and you fed me. I was tired, and you gave me your bed. I am the Christ child, wandering through the world to bring peace and happiness to all good children. As you have given to me, so may this tree every year give rich fruit to you." So saying, he broke a branch from the fir tree that grew near the door, and he planted it in the ground and disappeared. But the branch grew into a great tree, and every year it bore wonderful golden fruit for the kind children. Babushka, a Russian Christmas story. It was the night the dear Christ child came to Bethlehem. In a country far away from him, an old woman named Babushka sat in her snug little house by her warm fire. The wind was drifting the snow outside and howling down the chimney, but it only made Babushka's fire burn more brightly. "How glad I am that I may stay indoors," said Babushka, holding her hands out to the bright blaze. But suddenly she heard a loud rap at the door. She opened it, and her candle shone on 3 old men standing outside in the snow. Their beards were as white as the snow, and so long that they reached the ground. Their eyes shone kindly in the light of Babushka's candle, and their arms were full of precious things, boxes of jewels and sweet-smelling oils and ointments. "We have traveled for Babushka," said they, "and we stopped to tell you of the baby prince born this night in Bethlehem. He comes to rule the world and teach all men to be loving and true. We carry him gifts. Come with us, Babushka." But Babushka looked at the driving snow, and then inside at her cozy room and the crackling fire. "It is too late for me to go with you, good sirs," she said. "The weather is too cold." She went inside again and shut the door, and the old man journeyed on to Bethlehem without her. But as Babushka sat by her fire rocking, she began to think about the little Christ child, for she loved all babies. "Tomorrow I will go to find him," she said. "Tomorrow, when it is light, I will carry him some toys." So when it was morning, Babushka put on her long cloak and took her staff, and filled a basket with the pretty things a baby would like, gold balls and wooden toys. and she set out to find the Christ child. But oh, Babushka had forgotten to ask the three old men to road to Bethlehem, and they had traveled so far through the night that she could not overtake them. Up and down the roads she hurried through woods and fields and towns, saying to whomsoever she met, I go to find the Christ child. Where does he lie? I bring some pretty toys for his sake. But no one could tell her the way to go, and they all said, Farther on, Babushka, farther on. So she traveled on, and on, and on, for years and years, but she never found the little Christ child. They say that old Babushka is traveling still, looking for him. When it comes Christmas Eve, and the children are lying fast asleep, Babushka comes softly through the snowy fields and towns, wrapped in her long cloak and carrying her basket on her arm. With her staff, she raps gently at the doors and goes inside and holds her candle close to the little children's faces. Is he here? She asks. Is the little Christ child here? And then she turns sorrowfully away again, crying, Farther on, farther on. But before she leaves, she takes a toy from her basket and lays it beside the pillow for a Christmas gift. For his sake, she says softly, and then hurries on through the years and forever in search of the little Christ child. I hope that you liked all the stories. And, I am so happy that we are closer and closer to celebrate Christmas. Today is Wednesday, so tomorrow evening we will have Christmas Eve. And it is beautiful time that all family, is thinking more about baby Jesus. And when you will come to the church, please remember to come closer to the crib, to the manger, and look there. You will find baby Jesus. So thank you so much that you listened to my stories today, and I will see you tomorrow. What time? Please remind me. Yes, you are right. 3 p.m. God bless you. Bye-bye.